Hello everyone, I'm back. I want to work on the little paper pack journal challenge that I sort of created for myself, and do some fun stuff with this and with the things that are in this paper, that were in this paper pack. And if you watched part one, if you didn't watch part one, I will put part one right up there and hopefully in the description box below. I opened one Dollar Tree paper pack from Dollar Tree, and I am making a little one signature junk journal from that paper pack. Now, obviously you could have made a bunch of little notebooks or all kinds of cute little things with it, but I chose to put papers together and make a slightly bigger book. One of the little papers was sort of damaged. It looks like it was kind of put through the ringer, but after looking at it for several minutes, I realized I really like the distressed look of this piece. So what I have decided I want to do is I want to put it on the cover. So I'm going to cut it down and then I'm going to center it on the cover, because I really think it kind of it looks really cute on there. But I also think I want to ink it. With some black ink. And I'm probably going to ink around the edge of the journal eventually. And I want to be able to cut it straight. So let's get that down. We made the journal in another video, and I am just going to work on decorating it and making some tags and things today. So that's sort of my plan. I haven't decided if I want this. I think I want to round the corners on that too. I think that I will like it better. It almost looks like reeds in that, the way it was damaged, the way it was bent, you know, that kind of thing. So I'm just gonna, I don't want a lot of ink around it. I just want to get the white off the edge. A little bit more distressed. There we go. That's better. Oh yeah. I did decide to sew on my little journal. I just thought it would be cute. I told everyone in part one, you don't have to sew. You could just draw lines. You could just do anything you want. I just wanted to sew on it. Okay. Let's say, where did my little clips go? If you don't have any of these handy little clips, oops, they're too short. Well, I guess I'm just gonna hold it. It ought to stay. Okay. And now I got out some punches, and I will tell you that some of this more handmade like paper does not punch. So you might want to be aware of that. Oh dear. Okay. Oh my. This paper's not going to punch either. Okay. Huh. Wow. Okay. Wonder if this one will punch. These were odd papers. I do have to admit they are some pretty odd papers. No. Okay. I'm not going to break a punch just because it won't punch. Now, we might try it with something simpler like this flower punch. But I tried the purple with one of the flower punches and I could not punch it. This is also a thick punch, so, well, it does punch. Okay. Well, we'll have to settle for little flowers, I guess. I had hoped for some butterflies for the front of the... You could cut little things out by hand, little hearts or something. Okay. I like that. All right. Okay, so what I just did with that piece was to create some little border pieces that I can use kind of as if I had lace that I'm going to put on some of the side pieces of this paper, like so. Just as little sort of lacy kind of things, but I want to sew on them because I think that will make them cute. So I'm just going to set them aside because I'm going to do some other things that I can sew on right now as well. So this paper right here, this handmade paper, while it's really pretty, it also is very hard to work with in some respects. So what I have planned for the next piece or two is to put a layer of this on it. That will work very nicely, and create sort of a heavy enough piece that'll be like a tag. So I can create some little tags with it and do some other fun things. So what I'm going to do is just glue stick some things that to a couple pieces to this purple paper, and I also want to sew around them, so I'm just going to get them ready for that kind of thing. Since I'm sewing around them, I don't have to get real close to the edge with a glue stick. If you're not going to sew around them, you might want to be more careful with your glue stick and get it real close to the edge. Okay, now this as a tag is too big for my book. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to right about there. Okay, I'm going to just sew down the middle of this and create a little tiny notebook. I cut these papers and I'm just going to sew across the top and make a little notepad. Let's see if now that this is dry, if these will... This did not want to punch this paper. It is. I'm going to have to round these corners. While this paper is really pretty, it's a little hard to work with. Well, those might be dry enough. We'll see. Okay. You have to make sure that that paper is really dry before you try to round the corners. And even then, it doesn't work real well. But these are my tag bases, and I want to go and do a little decorating, or do a little sewing before we decorate them. So I will be back in just a minute. Wonder if this would work better. Yeah. Oh, well, it did. This purple paper is just very fibrous, so it's very hard to work with. Okay, I will be back directly. Okay, so while I was stitching up the little kind of ruffly strips and the tags and the notebooks and things, I also stopped and punched out a bunch of odds and ends from the different papers. The thick punches, these thick punches will work on this. This wouldn't even punch with the regular punch. I had to have the thick punch. This silver did punch with the regular punch, so I was able to punch some butterflies out with it. I punched some lime green and baby blue butterflies and flowers. And I punched some more flowers out of this orange and red stuff. And there again, the butterflies will not punch through that. So I thought that's very interesting. This paper is very dense. And my regular punches won't punch through it. But the thick punches, these ones that are marked thick, will punch through it. So if I didn't have the punches, I would probably just cut it out by hand, just preform some flowers and things. I did go ahead and put a few things in the book before I started the video back up. These little trim pieces, they're just glued on, and I'm just going to do a couple more so that you can see how they're done. It's real simple. I mean, real simple. I think I'm going to use this piece. Well, I have a few pieces. I still think I'm going to use this piece as tabs. So we're going to set it aside until I've used up my little pieces that I have to make tabs with. Now these yellow pieces are not really strong enough to make a tab by themselves, so I have 2 layers to make the tab. These were just the little pieces that were left over. I think they need to have some neighbors. Now you could do something like this with lace. There's all kinds of things you could do, but we're using paper pack, so and I think we want a couple of tabs that just stick out on the sides. Something different. Oops. That's cute. Okay. Now we have our tags and things that I want to decorate. And another thing besides using those paper punches, I also went back with this little paper punch. It's just a office supply paper punch, and punched little circles to use as well. They're a lot of fun to use in the center of your flowers and just as little dots and things on stuff. So I have those. And I am just going to use different pieces to embellish my tags. All right, everyone. Once again, you can see this video is getting kind of long. So, I have finished a bunch of things. We have some great new little additions in our journal. I've got some tags and things to go in. I don't know that I've got enough. I have a stack of papers still from the paper pack. So I'm guessing that that's going to have another third part to this series. I'm going to go for today. Let me read you a quote from our 1001 Ways to Creativity, and we'll see you again in part 3. Just so you know, I will put part 1 right up there in the description box. And let's see now. This is from 1001 Ways to Creativity. In creating, the only hard thing is to begin. A grass blade's no easier to make than an oak. James Lowe. Well, I suppose that's true. Anyways, guys, go have fun. Make some art. Bye-bye.